In this learning experience, we'll explore the design process as a guide for solving problems. Solving problems is something that we all have to do. Do you have a strategy for solving problems? Engineers often use a step-by-step method as they work to develop a solution to real-world problems. This method is known as an engineering design process. The process is used to develop many possible solutions to a problem and then narrow down the ideas until you find the best possible solution. When engineers follow this process, they work through steps that require them to ask, explore, model, evaluate, and explain their design. Let's explore how the design process works. The first step in using a design process is ask. It's important to understand the problem before you look for a solution. Engineers ask questions to decide what information or skills they need to be able to develop a solution. What information or skills do I have that will help me solve the problem? What knowledge or skills do I need to create a solution that will solve the problem? Another question is, what are the criteria and constraints for the problem? Criteria are guidelines or rules used to judge or make a decision about something. Constraints are limitations or restrictions on the design. Constraints include time limits, types of material, size of design, and cost. As they work through the design process, engineers and designers continue to come back to the criteria and constraints to make sure their solution is acceptable. After you have a clear understanding of the problem and constraints, you are ready to explore. In this step of the design process, think of many different ways to solve the problem. This may mean researching ways that others have solved a similar problem or building your knowledge and skills to be able to come up with a solution. Creating sketches of possible solutions is also part of exploring. The next step in the design process is model. Now that you've come up with multiple ideas for solving the problem, it's time to choose the best possible solution. To help you make the choice, you may use a decision matrix. A decision matrix helps you think about how each design meets the criteria and constraints for the problem. Once you settle on the best solution, you are ready to build a model or prototype of the design. But building a model or prototype is not enough. In the evaluate step, you test your model to determine how well your idea solved or did not solve the problem. You evaluate your design by testing it to see how it works. In this step, you test the model and record the data. The explain step of the design process involves sharing your design and the results of your testing. In this step, you get to show how your model solves or doesn't solve the problem. You may create a presentation or demonstrate your model. It's important to understand that not every idea works or works perfectly. If your solution did not solve the problem, you may ask, how can my model be improved? Engineers ask this question in their work. As they seek to improve their ideas, they continue to follow this step-by-step plan. You too may have to go back to explore other ideas before you find the best solution. An engineering design process provides a step-by-step way to solve design problems. As you work through Project Lead the Way modules, you'll have the chance to use this process to develop solutions to real-world problems. These steps will be a guide for your work. Ask, explore, model, evaluate, and explain.